Before we start today's episode, The World of Oddities is a podcast written by Abby Blossom and produced by Astro's Laboratory. The World of Oddities was inspired by the podcast The Magnus Archives, produced by Rusty Quill. Enjoy your listening experience today. Uh, hello? Hello? Alright, I think this is working. My name is Abigail Blossom. I've recently been hired as one of the many archivists at the World of Oddities. I think there's like 10 of us or something. I haven't talked to many of them yet. If I'm being honest with you, I only took this job for the money. That's some stupid, idiotic belief of the supernatural. I'll be out of here soon enough, though. But I might stay. The money is pretty nice. Uh, and Mr. Silver, being around him makes me feel strange. Like I don't want to leave. Ugh, never mind. Sorry who's ever listening to this. Let's just get this started already. Oh, right. I have to read this before starting my first statement. The World of Oddities was founded in 1789 by Edward Hunt. The archive is forever expanding. There was originally a small group of people who were supposed to keep the place in check, but the place ended up turning into a horrible mismatch of years and statements. So, in the 80s, we ran a 5-time commercial. It brought a few new people in, but not many. We started replaying it recently, but most likely not many people will come again. But if this is being read, welcome to your new job. The archive is now under your protection. It has over 200 years worth of statements in it. Good luck filing them all. Statement of Simon Smith, 1985, January 3rd, regarding being taken over. Abigail Blossom recording. I'm not really one to believe in the supernatural, but after what happened to me, I can no longer believe the worst thing in this world is made by man. A few weeks ago, I was let out of prison for good behavior. I got put in for trusting the wrong people. Nicholas Freeman was his name. I knew him for a long time when I was younger. We stopped talking for quite a while, but in 1969, we met in a bar in our hometown of Dumas, Texas. We drank and drank, but, well, eventually we started talking about our businesses, to say. And I'm not gonna tiptoe around this. I stole, I broke into places. I'm not proud of it, but it's something I did. And he was part of something bigger. I don't fully remember, but they did a lot of time. He asked if I wanted a job, and, well, of course I've said yes. We worked together for a few years. In 1972, in February, we were robbing some jewelry store. I was loading the money and other assorted goods into my bag, and I guess there was a silent alarm that tripped when I broke the glass. The lookout told him, and they both just ran without telling me, uh, leaving me for the cops. That I got arrested, and I really did think Nick would hire a good lawyer for me, but he never did, and didn't have much when it came to money. I had a bad gambling problem back then, so I got stuck with a public defender, and he lost the case for me. I got a 20-year sentence because I also had a crap load of drugs on me. I'm clean now, so it doesn't affect my mental state anymore. So don't think I'm crazy. I was let out 8 years before it was supposed to be over. I wanted to think I could change, but I needed to do something. One last crime. One last murder. And I know your people most likely have to report that, but I would rather be inside or dead than out here at this point. But I tried forgetting about it. But then I saw one of his workers. I followed him home. I beat him until he told me where I can find Nick. I killed him afterwards. I stalked Nick for a good week or so until one Friday night I walked out of my little hiding space where I watched him from. Tried giving the order to his guards to kill me, but I've always had a quick draw, so I killed them both. Then I ran at Nick. I pulled the gun out of his pocket, threw it into some old unused drawer. He always had this lighter. It had an eye on it. Since we were kids, I used to feel like it was watching me, but while I had him on the ground, I knew where he kept it, in this little pocket on the side of his jacket. I burned his eyes out, slowly. Then I started to put burns on the rest of his pitiful body. I killed him. I couldn't get the smell of his searing skin out of my head, but at that time I didn't think much of it. It was the first time I smelt it. The first week or so, nothing really happened. No one wanted to look for the murderer who killed him. I mean, it ended up bringing so many other people down with him. Especially not the police. They hated him. But then I started changing. When I would sleep, I'd wake up in places that weren't my own. Sometimes I would have blood on me. It wasn't my own. People would give me weird looks after that. I see what I've done. I've killed so many people. I even want to kill you. I'm sorry for saying that, but I do. I need to kill again. Then I would chop the bodies up, cook them, then slowly eat them. I would even crush the bones up into little garnishes for the meat. It's not something I'll ever forget. Well, I won't blame you if you report this. I hope you do. I really hope you understand. I'm not a killer. This isn't my fault. I didn't want to do this. He made me do this. I killed before. This never happened to me. I'm not a murderer. End of statement. Well, that was certainly disturbing, but he probably just wanted to keep killing, not possessed or whatever he wanted to believe, just to feel better about being a murderer. But Simon Smith was one of the worst killers in US history, with 79 proven kills, but well over 100 possible victims. He was given well over 100 years in prison. He died in 1999 to unknown circumstances. God, that word always messes me up, but whatever. Uh, Not much looking into this can really have, because, I mean, Nick was definitely a real person, but not much is really kept on him after that, because, I mean, everyone knows the stuff he did, but no one really wanted to keep track of it, keep it up to date, and what was true and what wasn't. But he was definitely part of something bigger that I'm pretty sure is still going. End of recording.